He said,
I'm just trying to be Jason Collins.
Yeah, he said what Jackie Robinson did for the sport of baseball and our society is tremendous, but I'm just trying to be Jason Collins, which I thought was the right response when put under the pressure of the press.
It's a good response. It could have been much better. It could have been, is that a joke? Are you kidding me?
You also, as an athlete, you also can't turn around and start having those outrageous reactions either. I think he played it well. He didn't say, yeah, you're right, and he didn't completely bash them either. He kind of just said, I'm just me.
You can respectfully said that, look, I know I'm the first homosexual athlete to play the game, but I am not going...
Openly.
The open homosexual athlete in a major U.S. sport that's active. But I am not being put through the scrutiny that Jackie Robinson was put through.
Right. It was a very bold and in my opinion, a very distasteful comparison.
Yeah, it was stupid. I see what they meant by it, as in, like, he's the first of it, of, like, taking that step. But the scrutiny is not there.
Not taking anything away from Jason Collins, but
not at all.
He's doing something tremendous for the world of sports and the world of the LGBTQ
society in general.
But it's not comparable to the step that Jackie Robinson took when he did it. So I think it's a bold and a foolish comparison, but I can see where I can see where the correlation was made, but I don't think it was the proper thing to say.
Overall, good response. I think, with, like you said, the extra 10 days giving to Collins, I think it's a good move. The dude's not that great of an NBA basketball player. He's still a good basketball player. Not a great NBA ball player. However, he has a role on the Nets team. The team is getting a lot of attention, but what does annoy me a little bit is when you go to NBA, when you go to even any sports website and you go to, like, the little Nets portion, you look at all the top stories, Collins.
The one good thing is, and I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing, but the one thing is it's going to take away from the scrutiny that Michael Sam will be under.
It takes away a lot from Michael Sam.
Yeah, it's going to remove a lot of the unnecessary media scrutiny that Michael Sam would have gone under.
And I talked about this actually in my journalism class. I'm actually with DeMeo and Shane DeMeo, because I gotta say the first name now. Don't want to be disrespectful to the Shanes.
Thank you.
The Shane delegation does not. I don't want to be murdered by the Shane delegation here.
It's appreciated.
I'm only one Chris. I don't got two Chris's anymore. It's just one Chris. It's not cool. But I was actually talking to my professor about this, and you compare to Collins, you compare Sam. I think that Collins, no matter what, is going to go through more. He's going to get more attention because there's more NBA games. There's 82 NBA games in a season than NFL games. There's 16 NFL games. And it's not a guarantee that a substitution or a third depth, second depth player in the NFL is going to be on the field.
Right.
In basketball, your second depth is going to be on the court. They have to be on the court.
Now, when Brooks Lopez returns, Jason Collins is going to be the odd man out. That's not going to be till next season.
I think Lopez is out the entire year.
Yeah, it's not going to be till next season, but Jason Collins will probably only sign a contract through the end of this season.
Yeah.
Because once Lopez comes back, he would be their third big behind.
However,
Plumlee.
The Nets may decide, we're going to keep Collins. We're going to keep Collins. This is a big thing about the number 98 jersey. We're going to keep him on the roster.
At that point, if they keep Jason Collins after Brooks Lopez comes back, then it's no longer a basketball decision.
Unless
they
have a specific role for him. If they see value in him, that he brings financial support to us, and he has a specific role on the team, whether that be the third-string power forward center.
But if when Lopez comes back, and with the additions that they've made, and if KG comes back and plays another season, doesn't retire, that's a business decision. Because Collins, regardless of his situation, now this is me making a basketball analyzation, and purely a basketball analyzation.
A pure talent, yeah.
Jason Collins has no place on the Nets when Brooks Lopez comes back. Because then that
Yeah.
makes him their third string big, which they don't need because Kevin Garnett could play that third string big role if they
Well,
need
then
it
again,
to.
you may need a third string big in case Garnett were to go
If
down.
Garnett
or
doesn't come back, then by
some
all
safety
means.
net.
But if the team starts next season the way it started this season, there's no place for Jason Collins on the roster. So at that point, it would be the Nets making a business decision. Right now, it is most definitely a basketball decision, though.
Agreed.
Well,
Sticking on basketball, Jason Kidd. Another thing we want to touch up on is there maturity in Jason Kidd, and I just gotta get to this call real quick. So Blackburn, talk about Kidd for a little bit.
I'm gonna roll from the Nets and then I'm gonna roll into the NHL after that. But the Jason Kidd, the Nets started out on a kind of a slow roll, a team that made some moves, made the playoffs last season, and
WSA.
People were
Put me on live. We're talking about Jason Kidd.
Oh, okay.
Oh baby, I hear that in the headphones. I know who this is.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
No sense in recording this. What up?
What's up? I just left the studio, but I heard we're talking about Jason Kidd.
You just left the studio?
I just left.
What time's your game? You should have been there already.
No, I know. I just wanted to say I think Jason Kidd actually turned the season around 100%. And if my phone dies while we're on air, we don't want to have dead air. That's not good radio. So someone pick up the slack really quick. But they're in fifth place right now. So I think that as a rookie head coach, and you come in, even though you're a former point guard, one of the greatest point guards who ever played the game, to make that transition in 1 year to a team that needed that help, that boost from leadership, obviously not reaching the goals that were set forth last year. I think it's a great statement for him as a coach going forward.
Tremendous turnaround for Kidd in the first half, where he was doing whatever he could to win. Remember the whole glass of water incident on the court? We remember that. And now to the coach that he is now, big time improvement. He's under a 2-year deal.
Look at how good they've been in 2014.
Oh, they've been absolutely amazing in 2014. They started off really slow. He was a rookie. The coaches that surrounded him on the staff weren't really lifting him up early on in the season, and the players weren't responding. But a couple of lineup changes, roster changes, some assistant coaches being hired and fired, and he got that team onto a great winning streak in the month of January where they were 8-0, and now they're in the 6th spot, and the Knicks could only wish to be in the position that the Nets are in right now.
All right, DeMayo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shane.
WSIA Staten Island 88.9 all day.
Now go hit your 3-pointers and play some basketball.
Take it easy, fellas.
Now, another thing, Chris Scott, another thing the Nets are doing that shows the turnaround as a team and the maturity of their head coaches, they're winning the close games. In games that have decided by 3 points or less, they're 5-3. So they're finding ways to grind it out and win low-scoring, close games. 10 points or more, they're down 10 and 17. But they're winning these close games. So the Nets have definitely turned a corner here, and I think they're going to be a good team for a while. The only thing that scares me about the Nets is they're old.
Yeah, they're very old. I don't think they have a shot in the postseason, but, they'll make it.
I mean, I'm not even talking about this year. I'm talking about next year, and the year after that. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett.
I believe Pierce right now is under a 1-year deal. Garnett's under a 2-year deal.
They are, but what do they fill in that hole with? What they need to do is they need to start finding young players, because right now
they were in a win now scenario,
especially once they move to Brooklyn.
They got rid of some draft picks. I mean, after this next couple of years, it's going to be like, what are we going to do? I mean, if you make me the general manager of the Nets, I talked with DeMayo about what my team was in my NBA 2K, and I started off with the Nets with the actual roster they have. I sent Joe Johnson packing, I sent Darren Williams packing, I sent Lopez packing, I sent everyone packing. I have a new roster, and I have LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Andre Drummond, Trey Burke, and this guy Stan Frank as my roster.
So what did you go into the options and turn off?
No,
intelligent
I did
trades?
not. I did not take the cap off. I did not. Everything is the default settings. I had to persuade these guys to come. I had to throw money at them. I did that all. But the 2015 offseason has LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, Kyrie Irving, a bunch of guys on the market. And I got Melo and LeBron. Didn't want to get both of them. I just wanted one of them, but I needed a power forward. I moved LeBron to the power forward. I put Melo at the small forward. I got both of them on my team.
You realize how unrealistic that is of happening next year, right?
Why?
Because it's never going to happen.
You get rid of Williams, you get rid of Lopez. That's a lot of.
But they're not going to do that.
Why not?
Because that's not how they're going to work. Because there's no guarantee that these guys are going to sign in Brooklyn, so they're going to need to keep their players. Because if you ship these players off and then don't land those big names, then you're in trouble.
Hey,
Then
look,
you're
all
in
I'm
Knicks
saying
territory.
is, hey, Brooklyn, you want a new GM?
Bro,
Got me. I got you. I know how your money works.
You are like those annoying Islander fans on Twitter that I can't stand, who are like, if I was the GM, we would have Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. And I'm like, and how do you plan on doing that?
It's quite amazing how I did it.
I mean, if you really did it with all the default settings on, that's impressive.
I did it with all the default settings on. I traded away.
We should buy a team.
Huh?
We should buy a professional sports team and run it.
Why not?